Hey guys, it's Mike, aka Eternian Royalty. I just got home from seeing the Masters of the Universe movie for the third time. I know I'm a little crazy. Had my cup this time, picked up the Grayskull Lenticular Cup. This thing's freaking pretty sweet. Look at that. Goes from Snake Mountain to Grayskull. Yeah, picked that up and just wanted to do a non-spoiler review now that it's fresh in my mind. First thing out of the gate, I'm going to tell you guys, I absolutely loved this movie. Obviously, if I'm seeing it 3 times, and I'm seeing it 2 more times tomorrow and again on Saturday. So, yeah, a little crazy for the movie, huh? Gonna have a little bit of a biased opinion here, obviously, of me liking it so much. But even with that said, this movie is not without its flaws. I'm gonna lean into the good things, and then I'll talk about some small flaws at the end. Obviously, this is going to try to be a spoiler-free review. I am really struggling not telling spoilers, so I will try my best to do that. Obviously, I will do a spoiler-filled review eventually, and that one, I think we can really deep dive into it. But for those that want to just know how the movie is and how I felt about it, figured I would start with this nice short review for you guys. And yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. I will tell you right now, the movie gives you the feels, or at least I should say it gives me the feels like it took me back to 1983. I'm watching the cartoon on a Saturday morning, eating that cereal, and I'm watching these characters come to life. I could not stop smiling. My face was hurting, especially after the first one. I went to the premiere. Man, I could not stop smiling. And even this tonight, watching it for the third time, I found myself just still laughing at the same jokes. Like they're perfect. There is some humor in this. People compare it to that Thor Ragnarok Guardians of the Galaxy. I completely agree. There's a lot of action, but that action is followed by an occasional joke here and there to kind of like take the edge off, because it is PG-13. There's some stabbings, there's no blood or anything, but there's some pretty violent scenes in there. And for someone that likes that kind of stuff, if you really like the battles and things, there's plenty of it. I will tell you, right off the bat, you're gonna get a little bit of backstory, and then bam, battle. And it's just, oh man, you see some of these villains come out, they're attacking Eternos, right? We saw that in the trailer. And the first battle with, and again, this was in the trailer, so I don't feel like this is a spoiler, but you see Man-at-Arms and Trapjaw go at it. That scene had me feeling like I was 6 years old again, like, yeah, just really enjoying the heck out of it. And man, just, it goes up and down emotionally as well. There's some really emotional parts that, some people told me they've cried about. And I would agree. It get you choked up when you think about it. When you think about these characters that you grew up loving, you really embrace them, right? And then when you see things happen on screen, it gets you. So yeah, there's some really emotional parts, but overall, I would say it's more action comedy than anything else. For the faults, there's some parts that, because they're getting emotional and things, it slows down a bit. Some people feel like it slows down too much. I could see it a little bit in that sense. There's some parts towards the middle where it kind of mellows out, and again, in my next review, I'll really deep dive into that, what that means. Evelyn, I felt Evelyn could have been utilized a little more. There were some parts with her tone was a little off to me. But overall, again, these were like minor things. I would say that the film, to me, is going to be a top 10 favorite of all time. I can't think of another film that I've recently seen or ever seen 6 times in the theaters. Please go out and check out the film for yourself. Make your own opinion. Don't even listen to me or any of these other folks out there. Go see it for yourself. Check it out. Make your own opinion on it, because ultimately, you might find yourself surprised. I've seen a lot of people that went in with really low expectations and came out saying that they absolutely loved it. My wife, who's not a big Motu fan, said she enjoyed it. I've had some other friends that weren't really into Masters of the Universe, not nearly as much as me. You know, obviously I'm a little crazy, right? But there's a lot of people that are just off the streets that don't really know much other than the memes and things like that in mainstream, right? That they actually really enjoyed the movie. I'm hearing kids are enjoying the movie, so that's awesome to hear. You know, the next generation becoming fans, that's what's gonna take to keep this franchise alive, right? Is getting kids involved, getting kids to really embrace He-Man. I'm definitely looking forward to this little web series that comes out in a few days as well. But in the meantime, 9 out of 10, you've heard it here. Eternian royalty score. He is gonna see it. I'm not talking in third person now. I am gonna see it 3 more times, and at the end of that, I will do my full spoiler review. So stay tuned for that, and that's gonna be a fun one because there's lots to talk about when I'm like can freely just blurb out, because it's hard to just bite my tongue on stuff. There you go, guys. As a true He-maniac, you heard it here. Eternian royalty gives it a 9 out of 10. Like I said, this movie is not going to be for everyone. There are people that enjoy the mini comics lore only, and they're not going to probably like it as much. But if you're a fan of Filmation, even if you're a fan of 2000X in the 87 movie, there's little nods to all of that throughout, and I really think that you'll love it. So go to your theater, check it out. See you guys this weekend. And I'm waving.